Because I can't hear it. Because your hand's in the way?
Because I have to hold it. No.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So, I'm sorry. I think he wants to start the interview.
You know, it's all good. It's all good. We get to see you, John, in the wild. This is absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much for taking the opportunity to chat with me, even though you're busy making some food there. So let's see. We should be good. We should be good.
Okay.
All right.
Do you need him to do a countdown or something?
A what? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, John, again, thank you. Thank you so much. I think we should be good right now. Let me do one last final test here.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it here. And can you maybe sit over here so you can hold it up closer?
Yes.
This is absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let me just test this real quick.
Maybe I should put earphones on.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to get earphones, Peter.
That's fine. No problem, brother. No problem.
Okay.
And you guys can just chit chat, and I'll
okay.
I'll get your head.
So I want to chit chat here until you get earphones.
Okay.
I can barely hear you.
It's okay, John. I am just excited to be here with you. It's good to see you again. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm keeping busy and just having fun.
You look very healthy, John. So that's always important. You look very healthy, I'm saying.
Well, thank you very much. It's all the borscht I eat.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm making borscht for my security crew tonight.
Well, actually, you can show it to us. Show us what you're making there, John.
Okay. 1 second. Let me put your earphones on. Okay. Now how to talk to me, Peter.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, great. I can hear you. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect, my friend. Well,
I'm just going to show you around here what I'm doing tonight, and you can.
I love it.
Interview while I'm doing that, all right?
I love it, John. Show me what's going on, brother. I love seeing your life.
All right. So, come on, babe. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, first off, okay, here's one of my security people. Let's go and introduce ourselves.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
This gentleman's name is Ty. His mother was a hippie. That's why he's named Ty.
Yo, I love it. What's up, Ty?
You can't hear you. He said, "What's up, Ty?"
Hey, how's it going? Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with a gentleman named Peter, who's a Bitcoin
enthusiast and entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur. So he's doing an interview, and Ty is just out of the U.S. Army.
All right.
I have another gentleman who's, I guess, sleeping downstairs, or.
Yeah, I believe.
Okay. And anyway, so my job, if I'm ever sober enough, is to make dinner.
Well, you're being a responsible man. I also see that you're packing heat as well. Would you? I'm a gun owner myself, so I'd be curious as to what you're carrying, my friend. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, honey, would you go and get my K-Pop off the bed? Okay. I'll show you what I normally carry. I was trying to carry light tonight, but Janice is going to get the thing. Can you still see me? Yes.
Yes,
good.
Sir. I can.
All right. So this may be an unusual interview. I don't think there's a real format for interviews that's been fixed in stone yet. So,
no,
yeah, so Janice,
it's all good.
Janice is bringing my main heat.
So she protects you, man, right?
She does. She does.
So let's talk about that for a second, because not a whole lot of people know that you are obviously well armed yourself. You have many different types of guns. You are a gun enthusiast, and you obviously, as we've just seen, you have personal security and bodyguards. So tell me, John, tell me just in simple terms, why must a man like you need such protection?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a story coming out in Newsweek on Wednesday or Thursday, front page, which should explain everything. So can you film it? I'll show them my K-Pop here. All right, so now.
Well, this video isn't going to be going out before that, so I'd love to know what the news is going to be that's coming out.
I cannot tell you. I'm under contract. I'm under contract with Newsweek. I wish it were different, but unfortunately it is not. Okay, do you have us? Okay, so this is my K-Poc. As you can see, it's a modular weapon. I've got front handle, back. Pardon? You got it? Okay. It's how'd this get turned on? I wonder. Oh well.
This is most excellent, John. I love it.
Is it? There we go. Okay, there we go. I got that sucker now.
That looks great.
32 round magazine. And the front handle is also a trigger guard, so that I don't accidentally shoot myself. Has a laser sight. Let me turn this on for you.
Most excellent.
Has a laser sight. If I want, I can also add.
Ooh, I can see it.
Okay, there's the laser sight with a light.
Oh, you are tactical, brother.
I am. Okay, so this is what I usually carry. It has a shoulder strap that makes it easy.
You are most fluent with the handling of these guns, my friend.
Okay, now also I'm a quick draw artist.
Ooh, whoa! Speed of delivery, brother.
So this is so there you have it. This is my normal armament. My wife tells me to stay still, so I will stay still. Well, I'll put this on the table just in case I need it.
You look not only handsome, but you look well armed. I think that's kind of the double-edged sword there, my brother.
Nope. It is. So I'm going to sit down now so you can actually ask questions.
No, it's great. So I'm joined by some of my closest people on chat, so that they get to watch you on stream. They're my they're my patrons on patreon.com/pub. And so they're watching. And one of my patrons asked, "What are you cooking?" So tell us about what you're cooking, brother.
Well, tonight I'm cooking borscht. It's a Russian peasant soup with beets and leeks, cabbage, bacon, odds and ends, whatever's in the kitchen. It's been cooking for a couple of hours now. Should be ready in another hour, I hope.
That's awesome. So I had one question, and you can just give me in simple terms. Not everyone knows that you're well armed, and obviously you have bodyguards, which we saw earlier. So tell us in simple terms, why is a man of your stature, why does a man like you need so much security?
Well, because I tell the truth.
Yo, he's armed and dangerous, guys, and he tells the truth, which is the sharpest sword, if I may say. Would you agree, John?
It would, but the truth always pisses people off. Okay, now my kitchen table is used as a gun assembly unit. This is not mine. This is one of my guards. This is a gentleman named Alex's. They build their own uppers and lowers, the receiver. They put their own barrels on. And this is all they do all day long. So this one is still in the assembly phase. All of them have Class 3 licenses, so don't be concerned. So
no, I am not concerned, my friend. I live in Georgia, so Georgia has very good gun laws as well as very solid reciprocity, and so I would be able to carry into your state, your great state of Tennessee, if I were to drive up and say, let's say, visit you. Wonderful. So I would be able to show you part of my armory as well.
It would not work in California or in New York City or in Chicago.
Well, maybe we should start talking about the truth about those particular states, shall we?
Well, let's not. It's too painful.
All right. Well, there's one thing. I mean, you got me super interested. Obviously, you can't talk about this Newsweek article that's coming out. And once again, John, just thank you for being a good friend. I'm going to call you a friend because this is the second time we've talked. You look healthy. You look great. And your wife is playing the big role of holding the camera today. So
yes, she is. Because
awesome.
I feel like moving around.
So I'd love to be able to dive into what's going on with Newsweek, but obviously you're bound by contract. So let's talk about.
I cannot mention it. I'm sorry.
So let's talk a little bit about truth, since you brought that up. So with all this stuff happening, you and I, were tweeting back and forth earlier today about the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash situation. You took a pretty distinct, position of sorts. I'd love to get your kind of your deeper, nuanced thoughts around Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and what's going on with that.
This is a very touchy area. Ideologically, Bitcoin should be fully distributed in every single aspect. However, the structure of Bitcoin creates a business environment called mining. But I'm sorry, it is a business environment. Miners compete with one another. In a competitive environment, one will always overcome the rest. This is just the nature of competition.
Right.
So to expect to create an environment where people are mining in order to make money and to have not power consolidated is insane. I'm sorry. Find some other way of doing it other than rewarding people for creating Bitcoins. But no, this is the structure. That does not in any way imply that Bitcoin users are not decentralized.
Right.
Are not using a decentralized system. I mean, you can have a decentralized system where we all meet each other or move around in automobiles. The fact that the automobile is manufactured by General Motors should be of no concern. Who cares?
Right.
So you have to separate these two things, or you have to disincentivize the miners. Disincentivizing the miners will not work. So please get real, everybody. You have created a situation where Jihan Wu will rule the mining world. End of story. Accept it or use another coin.
So what I really like about your experience and your expertise, John, is you're able to make these ideas simple. And what I really like about this is you're differentiating between the users and the miners. And what you're saying is Bitcoin is fantastic for the decentralized people of sorts, but you're saying from a business perspective, from a mining business perspective, you say that Bitcoin has been, what would the word you use, compromised because of the kind of the essential nature of free market capitalism?
No, I didn't say it was compromised. I said that it is a capitalistic system, the mining. It is a competitive business environment. Now, why would you care? We will mine out all the Bitcoins in a few years. There will be no more mining. Mm-hmm. Why are people so upset? Because now the creation of these coins is in the hands of a few people. What would you expect? How could you possibly say, we will reward you for creating these coins, but please don't compete with one another? Please don't make money? It's insane. It's insane.
And so what would you suggest happen? Obviously, this might be an easy ducktail into what's happening with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, but tell me from more of a kind of 8,000-foot view, a kind of a meta level, what would you suggest would be the answer to solving this particular conundrum, if it can be solved at all?
Well, there is no conundrum unless you do not like Jihan Wu and hate the fact that he controls the mining. Stop hating that. Forget about it. Who cares? I mean, who cares if Satan himself emerges from hell through a volcano in the Hawaiian Islands and takes over the Bitcoin mining? Why would you care? You're the user. Let them create those coins that you can use. Please, God, get off your horse and stop trying to punish Jihan for being smart and a good businessman.
And so you would say that you don't care if it's Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold or whatever next permutation of Bitcoin comes up. You would say within any of those coins, whether it's Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Bitcoin Gold, there's going to be a mining situation that ends up invariably very similar to the model that we have with Bitcoin, and you're basically telling us to not care?
Yes, not care or don't use cryptocurrencies. Here's the issue. You cannot stop a system that you have put in place to cause people to make money by competing. Please, God, see the ridiculousness.
I love it. I love it. This is the truth, brother. This is the truth. And so it's interesting, however, because people are taking your comments that we see online and on Twitter, they see them as like it's an either or. It's a Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. So for those out there that see you creating a position or a stance that's more heavy towards, let's say, Bitcoin Cash, for example, would you be in disagreement with that, or are they taking that out of context?
They're taken out of context. I care no more for one than for the other. What I do see is the power. The power, please God, the power is behind Bitcoin Cash. Who do you think created the concept and had a company in Asia start doing Bitcoin Cash? What, it was just someone who just came out of a coma? No, of course not. It's the man himself. And so please stop worrying about who and what and why in terms of mining. I don't care what coin you create. If you're mining it, the miners will eventually consolidate into 2 or 3 or 4 big players. This is what business is. This is what industry is. This is what making money is.
Absolutely,
So,
and I think that's the natural evolution, and we've seen that with the large conglomerates in any country, will it be U.S., UK, China, Japan, Korea, Australia. It doesn't matter. The huge conglomerates end up sucking up everyone anyway. I think, however, where a lot of the contention is around the price and around the price fluctuations and quote unquote the attacks on Bitcoin that Bitcoin Cash is creating. And obviously, and I think you can well empathize with this, John, is that people care about it because it affects their wallets. And so regardless of the mining situation and the overall centralization, quote unquote, of mining that is invariably going to emerge, what is your stance on people's FUD and all their fear and uncertainty and doubt around Bitcoin Cash becoming the Bitcoin, or do you not care?
You're in a speculative gambling environment. When you invest in anything that has no value other than the value of the item, the token, the coin, you're gambling. You're gambling when you buy a company's stock. You're gambling when you buy anything expecting appreciation. It may not. If you're a gambler, please don't complain to me about your fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
I love it. I love it, man. You're so true. So if someone would, I mean, actually, I was gonna use this metaphor, but it's probably not appropriate considering all the firepower you have. I was gonna say, if someone put a gun to your head and said, pick Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, what would you say would be the preeminent leader in the future? Is it going to still be Bitcoin as we know it, or is Bitcoin Cash going to be the primary, most well-known and most proliferated coin out there in the future? What are your thoughts?
If someone did put a gun to my head, unless I've lost it, I would take it away, put it to their head, and demand they give me their wallet. I don't know. No, but I am not a speculator. I do not buy these coins for speculation. I buy them for testing, and I have a small quantity of each. No more than a couple $100 of every coin. And by the way, there are many hundreds of coins. So I don't speculate. I would say, I don't care. Buy one for me. Here's all of my money. Just go buy one. I could care less.
Nope.
Come on, John. We've heard you speak multiple times on the news talking about your mining rigs and the mining that you do. So you have to own more than just. You might not purchase it.
No, I don't. Hang on. The mining rigs belong to my company, MGT. I've never taken a single Bitcoin. Never. They're not mine. They're my company's.
My man.
So no, I don't have them. And so mining is not speculating. I have a formula. I don't care whether Bitcoin goes up or down. The mining is exactly the same rate of return. If the price goes down, so does the difficulty rate, and I mine more coins. If it goes up, so does the difficulty rate, and I mine less coins. I get 150% per year, no matter what. So why would I care?
That's my man. See, John, I run a small mining operation, and that has been basically my reasoning for mining, even though we do spend a pretty good amount on electricity, but we're still mining Bitcoin at the end of the day, and the long-term implications of that are very powerful to me. So I appreciate that perspective, even if it's kind of like an echo chamber. It helps me feel validated that I'm doing the right thing. Plus, I'm supporting the network, which is a big thing for me as well.
I'm sorry I keep shifting my eyes, but I'm flirting with my wife. You would too if you could see her beautiful face and smile.
Hey, so I already saw your beautiful.
I'll try to remember that you're here, Peter, and I'll stop doing this. All right?
No, it's okay, brother. We got to see your beautiful wife earlier, and we do again have to thank her. So let her know that we thank her for holding this thing, unless she wants to put it down with a tripod or something. That would.
No, we don't have a tripod. That's why she's holding it.
Could you know what you really could do is you could put it up against a gun or something like this.
Yeah, no, it's not going to work. We're fine.
Okay, it's all good. We'll give her my thanks. So for you, it's very, very well played. So you do mine, and it all goes into your mining company. Is there any people will be curious then? I mean, I think people will naturally be curious with a statement like that of saying, well, if he's mining, yes, he's not extracting them himself for personal gain. It's all within the company. However, what would be the purpose of garnering them for the company for the capitalistic?
Bitcoins are sold instantly. As soon as one is mined, they're sold. Otherwise, I would be speculating, would I not? If I mine a Bitcoin at a specific difficulty, then if I don't sell it immediately, I risk it going down and losing money. I'm not a speculator. I mine it, I sell it. I mine it, I sell it. We don't keep them more than a few seconds. End of story.
Wow, that's a very interesting business model. I think that would work. I haven't thought of that business model, so I'm actually going to write that down because I've been mining it and I've been holding it, and so
that's ridiculous. Because why don't you just buy them on the open market and speculate? It's a lot easier and costs less electricity.
That's actually
because
true.
If you're a miner, holding a coin as a miner is absurdity. You're taking a fixed known quantity, which will give you a revenue stream that you can project. And now you're speculating with it, saying, oh, let's hold these coins. Maybe they'll go up. Well, maybe they'll go down. I'm a businessman. I am not a gambler.
No, you're absolutely correct. There's a little bit of context missing there. I am building my own coin, and we do have a lot of these mining rigs to use as test nets and these types of things. So there's a dual purpose there as well. And so actually that is an interesting maybe ducktail into McAfee coin. I'd love to talk about that if you're willing to.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So
I'll give you a rundown of the McAfee coin. The McAfee coin is an idea. Why don't we use the blockchain and tokenization to give power to the people, not just for voting machines or for the supply chain or anything of this nature, but to create a future for us. How do you create the future? You fund emerging technologies that you like. Somebody funded Apple, and we now have personal computers, laptops. Somebody funded everything that we use today. So our future from here out is defined by and supported by those technologies that receive the funding and the attention. Now, what we see is funding and attention now. I promise you, if I developed a tomato which would roll down a conveyor belt more easily and would not bruise, that would be great. Monsanto would buy it. But is that going to help me? Is it going to help my children, my wife, her children, our grandchildren? No, absolutely not. Instead, let everybody decide. So I've partnered with one of the largest venture funders in China who is going to implement this across the board. Why is it good for them? Because, excuse me, currently they have hundreds of analysts going through business plans and demos and whatever, trying to decide what will make money. Well, what if you had 1 million people all voting on who gets the money? If 1 million people vote and they all say, I like this idea, a distributed energy system where I can exchange my electricity in Arizona for someone else's electricity in Vermont via tokenization, then good God, that's something. But now who's going to put money into that? Certainly not the existing power supply companies, because it screws them. So no, the power to create our future through the blockchain. And that's what the McAfee coin does.
That's awesome. And you know what, when you've said this, you said this to me a little bit the last time we talked, but it resonates. I'll be honest with you, John, it resonates with me even more this time. And the reason is because it really is in the spirit of who you are. Disruptor, right? I think you could easily consider yourself a disruptor of the status quo. And this is certainly can be a disruptive piece of tech that will allow everyone to have their voice into the system to say, this is the type of products that we, as a decentralized group of people, want. This is where we'll put our money where our mouths are. This is what we'll vote on. And these are the types of products that should be built. And so that is essentially, if I'm repeating it back correctly, that's essentially what you're building there, right?
Well, yeah, if something is not disruptive, it will not work. Because what does disruptive mean? You walk into an auditorium or a stadium, there is the status quo. What exists now? If you want to fill that stadium with something new, what's the first thing you have to do? Grab your guns and run everybody out. That's the disruption. So yes, hell yes, I'm disruptive. If I'm not disruptive, what am I doing? I should stay in bed and drink scotch all day and watch reruns of Mayberry RFD. So no, of course I'm disruptive, and I will always be disruptive.
I love it, man. I love it. So would you, I mean, obviously you're making you've given us some great context around what your project is doing. It's obviously funded and being funded by one of the largest Chinese investment VCs out there. What can we expect in terms of the roadmap, in terms of some features or functions that are
By the way, before you do anything else, I want to show you a very dangerous looking man. Show him what you're carrying, my son. This is another one. I think he's a security guard. He just fucking showed up one day and he moved in downstairs. So anyway, that's Alex.
well, thank you, Alex, for protecting my man, John McAfee. I was just saying, what are some of the features or what are the things that are going to be coming out? What are some of the milestones that are going to be coming out very soon with your coin, or at least what's on the roadmap that you could give us insight into?
Well, we just finished our early adopters pre-ICO. I think we picked up about 24 million on that. The early adopters is for just corporations, agencies, government agencies, things of that nature. Then we'll have our pre-ICO, and I think it's coming out in 2 weeks, and a month after that, the ICO. So the interest is enormous. We expected $2 million for the early adopters, I mean, for the organizations. And we got 10 times as much. So I think this will be an ICO to pay attention to.
Well, obviously, I'm very intrigued about it. We actually have a lot of great conversations that are happening over in the bitcoin.pub, our forum for people that actually spend a lot of time talking about you, my friend. And most of all of it is very positive. Everyone loves your insights. You're kind of the way that you bring the truth.
It will change today. I've got a lot of negative comments about my Bitcoin Cash, but because it's an unpleasant truth. Accept it. If you want to change it, fight the reality. Don't fight the perception.
Well, tell me more. That's all I'm getting at. Tell me more. Talk to me more about the Bitcoin Cash, brother. I want to know.
As long as you're trying to punish the person who you put in his position by creating an environment where he could compete, and he was the greatest competitor, and now you want to punish him, as long as you're doing that, you're not accepting the truth. You created Jihan Wu, and I like Jihan. He's a good friend of mine. And those who say that he's a scam artist, you're totally wrong. You are totally wrong. The man has heart, he has perception, and he wants the best for the world in which he lives and in which his family lives. And that's not a uniquely Chinese attitude.
No, not at all.
It's more of an attitude than anywhere else in the world.
Well,
so that's who he is. How he's going about doing it, you gave him the game plan. Get some machines, start mining, and selling them. And so he did that with passion, didn't he?
Absolutely. I think people obviously have given Jihan Wu a bad rap in terms of the way that people say that his actions manipulate the market. Obviously, that affects their own personal purse strings. However, like you're saying, we created the monster, or we created the environment that can create these quote-unquote monsters. Not that I'm calling Jihan Wu a monster. He's acting in very Ayn Randian type ways of self-interest, which makes absolute sense to me. So you're saying we can't punish them, and therefore there's some other names that we could name, like your Roger Veres, who are very outspoken and very huge supporters of Bitcoin Cash. So you would say we can't hate on them either. They're part of the game, and we created the game.
You created the game, and I'm a businessman. I'm a miner. It's the instant Bitcoin Cash appears to be more profitable to mine, I'm going to mine it. I'm in business to make money. The community created this business for me and said, do you want to do it? I go, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So I'm a large miner. Hate me. Come up with something that is not a mining algorithm then. I have no clue. But as long as there is, I don't care whether it's Monero or Ethereum or Litecoin, you will always have a few miners who will dominate that market because you created a business for them.
Very
Businesses
pragmatic.
do not hold. Businesses don't. When I was with McAfee, I didn't run over to Norton, grab Peter Norton by the hand, and dance through the daisies. No, I tried to put him out of business, and he tried to put me out of business. That's what business is. It is war.
Savage. I love it, brother.
It isn't savage. It is the truth.
It is the truth. It is the truth. What I think is so fascinating is that everything that you're saying, I agree with. As from an entrepreneurial, from the entrepreneurial side, from the startup side, from the engineer in me, I get it 100.
Alex, can you grab a bottle of scotch out of that for me, please? I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you're not smoking. I am a little surprised about that.
Cigarette.
Oh, did I mess you up? I'm sorry.
I smoked all 10 packs, so.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, do you have cigarettes? Oh, he hides them from me.
That's good. That's good. We don't. Man, I'm sorry, bro.
That's all right. Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry, John.
I get $100 for this. Hush up a minute. McClelland's Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. I don't always drink Scotch, but when I do, I drink McClelland.
Yo, you are the man, John. And by the way, for my patrons out there on patreon.com/pub, I owe you a bottle of tequila, my friend. Do I not?
Yes, you do. I should not even be talking to you. I've been waiting in the mail for my fucking tequila for how long? Over a week. Has not shown up. I had to go buy myself a bottle, right? I'm talking to you anyway. That shows how much I admire you.
I appreciate that, John. I will be sending it to you post haste, 100%.
God, I promised to hit to Alex here. He hasn't spoken.
Well, Alex just joined you, bro. Didn't he just join you yesterday? Come on, bro.
He lives here, okay? He lives downstairs, so he's always here. But yeah, he's only because I'm on with an interviewer and he doesn't want to be rude to you. But when I hang up his phone, he's going to smack me around and threaten me, like he always does. That's how big his biceps are. They're bigger than my waist, right? So.
Oh man, you're killing me, John. Well, I really appreciate your very pragmatic, very simple to understand approach to this. Hey, it's business, baby, right? We created the environment so that businesses could be created. Why should we hate on individuals and entities who say, "Hey, yes, you've created a new game. It's called cryptocurrency. I can make money off it. Yes, please. Yes, sir. I'll take some."
It'll be a short-term thing. It will disappear when the last coin is mined, and good God knows how long that last coin will take. I'm certainly not going to be mining then. I'm not going to be joining some pool to mine that last $500 billion coin. Not going to do it. So it will disappear. Let it happen. Let these miners sweat and toil with their picks and shovels and get those coins and put them on the market. And when the coins are gone, you'll have nothing to bitch about.
I love it. But I mean, theoretically, I know from my own math and my own diligence, theoretically, the fees for doing transactions should be enough incentive to keep the miners in business to mine the coins. Theoretically, that's what the math is supposed to do.
But we're not going to be mining coins. We're merely going to be processing transactions. And you should expect that. If you have a car, you're going to have to get the oil changed. You're going to have to fill it up with fuel. So look at us as the fuel pumps and the oil change. And since we will still be in competition, there won't be as one monumental Goliath by then, not if I have my way. I mean, I like Jihan, but I'm not going to let him arm wrestle me to the ground. So there will at least be two of us. So pick the one with the cheapest fuel price. Because that's all it is. We are the fuel. We are the things that grease the gears that let this thing move. Let us do our grease job. Let us put our coveralls on and do our menial task. And leave us the fuck alone.
I love it. You know, and I'll be honest with you, John. I mean, I'm very much enjoying these conversations. And I want to be honest with you. Some of the questions were kind of, they weren't trick questions. I was just trying to see whether you were going to pick a side, but you're a man that's far too smart for that. And I really like your answers because for me, and I can really resonate with what you said. For me, all I care about is the expansion of Bitcoin and blockchain technology to every corner of the globe. That's my mantra. And everyone on stream and all my patrons at patreon.com, they all know it as well. And all the people in the Bitcoin pub, they know it too. I just want to spread Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to all the globe because I think it's an awesome piece of technology.
Of course it is.
I don't care
It's the saving grace of humanity. It is what will allow us to abandon the human need for trust and trust in the blockchain, the immutable, unchangeable record of what has happened.
Absolutely.
It'll make a lot fewer lies, that's for sure. By the way, I'm eating tomatoes because Alex cut them up. Why? I sent Alex to the store for tomatoes 3 days in a row. I couldn't find any. Sent him again. We have about 40 pounds of tomatoes behind the microwave. So I told him that I would eat them up. We're starting now.
Well, good. Tomatoes aren't a bad thing to eat, John. They're not a bad thing to eat.
No, I think they're very good. All red vegetables are good. They have what? They have something very similar to smack in them, to heroin. It's very good stuff.
I won't ask you where you know that from, but I'm assuming that your tomatoes go very well with the alcohol that you're consuming as well. So,
of course, yes.
So I appreciate this color commentary a lot, John. So there's one other question that I had written down, and I just had to ask. Man, you are a king among kings, my friend. This is, yes. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews, and you are. Yes. I feel like this isn't an interview. I feel like I'm just get to hang out with in Korean we would say chingu.
Isn't that better? Who wants to watch a fucking interview, Peter? I'm serious. I don't. Who wants to watch you hang out with someone who might be a little bit off the wall? A lot of people. You're all hanging out with me. If anybody's watching this, see, I don't know this man from Adam. He may be in a closet somewhere without an internet connection, and nobody's watching. I don't know. But at least I'm communing with Peter.
John, and that's what it's a perfect segue to my question, and I wanted to bring it up before I forget. John, I'm enjoying these so much. I would love to do like a monthly McAfee. Just chat once a month, see what's going on. I think people love your perspective on what's going on with the news, what's going on with politics, what's going on with the macroeconomics. I'd love to offer you that opportunity if you'd love to chat with me. And we don't have to do an interview. We just say, fuck it, let's talk.
I'll be frank with you, Peter. I still have not received my fucking tequila. To get that on a regular schedule, I'd be happy to get on your program on a regular schedule.
My brother John McAfee, brother. Man, you are getting two. I'm sending you two. And you know what? I might send...
Okay. That you'll always be an interview ahead. That way, whenever you call me, I'll say, dude, I owe you an interview. So and you give me a time, all right?
What if I send
now, you owe me 2 fucking tequilas. Is there any tequila in that goddamn closet? No. No, it's scotch and wine. Do you know how desperate that makes me feel? All right, I'm just saying.
I love it, John. I love it. My man's always hustling. Always hustling, man. I appreciate it. Hey, what if I sent you a Bitcoin? Because that might be the most money that you have in cryptocurrency.
Probably the most money I'll make this year. No, do not do that. Do not, under any circumstances, send me Bitcoin. That means I will have to cash the sucker in and go buy my own tequila, meaning I'll have to leave this house, which I haven't done.
No, I'm not saying send you Bitcoin so you can buy your own tequila. I'm just saying I'll send you some Bitcoin because you told me that you don't own a whole lot of coins. I don't mind sending.
Send me 0.00001 exactly, and see if I get 0.000.
How about I send you one of my favorite Bitcoins like this?
Like what? I can't see.
You see it? It's a gold Bitcoin.
Well, I've got so many of those. I've got a box full.
You got a Litecoin?
You don't have a Litecoin? No, I don't. But I actually have a solid gold one that Jihan gave me on a little pyramid. It's kind of like the Egyptian pharaohs when they favored some of their subjects for carrying all those blocks up to the top of the pyramid. After I had supported him for so long, I said, Jihan, do you realize the flack I'm getting because of supporting you? So I got that gold Bitcoin from him.
Yo, he's a man after my own heart. Well, maybe what I will do is I will send you a Litecoin with your package, my friend. I will send you a Litecoin.
$20. It's easier. we're going to turn this around because you distract me because you're laughing and smiling about all my serious comments. So
that's because I like you, John. This is one of the most invigorating conversations I've had in a while, to be honest with you. It's just great to connect with you. I love that you're willing to...
That makes me feel like there's a conspiracy because everybody says that. And when everybody says the same thing, I think they're reading from a script and that the CIA has me surrounded now. But I'll accept that in any case. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that.
John, I am actually a nobody. So this is all...
To believe me, I am locked in my bedroom behind the 10-gauge steel door with more armaments than God, fearing my security more than I fear the people after me. This is my life. We can talk about that during the next interview. How's that?
Well, I'd love to tap into it for just a little bit because I know that you do need to go. So I want to ask you just one question around that.
Now, that's the first time anybody has offered for me to leave the fucking set. What have I done to offend you? I'm perfectly happy to go all night. And you're going, oh, John, I know you got to go. You're looking at your watch. You're looking at the wall.
No, John, don't get it twisted.
I can't see you, so I don't know. Janice is looking at you, and she's not telling me. So I'm just guessing what you're looking at now. I'll be happy to go, Peter. I have no problem. I have my bottle of scotch and tequila.
No, Janice.
It is alcohol.
Am I enjoying this, Janice? Ask Janice.
Is he enjoying this? He is? How would she know she can't even fucking hear you?
Oh, shit. But you can hear me, brother. Come on, I'm having so much fun.
I can't see you. So between the two of us, we might know exactly what you're feeling, but neither one of us do right now. But anyway, go ahead. If you would like me to leave, I would be happy because I'd like to watch the reruns of The Accountant. By the way, that's an astonishingly good movie if you guys haven't seen it.
Well, I would actually, that spurs up a question, if you don't mind me asking then, about The Accountant. You've watched it before, is what you said?
Oh, many times.
So
I think it's an awesome movie.
What makes it so great? Because I've heard stories that these are okay, John. I'm gonna say some off the wall stuff here for a second, okay? I've heard that a lot of these movies, and I do a Conspiracy Sunday AMA that people just talk about all these types of conspiracies that are going on, and people have brought up in the past that movies are basically pre-programming of what actually really can happen or what really does happen or what really will happen in the future. And they're just pre-programming us citizens to
accept it.
To accept it up front, yes.
Well, yeah, isn't that great? I don't have to think for myself. If I want to know what's going to happen, I don't have to plan and strategize and extrapolate. I turn on the TV and I watch a movie and go, oh, thank you, whoever set that up for me. I don't have to think about it anymore. So please, it's a service they're providing, and people are complaining about it. I don't get it.
Oh, you're so pragmatic, brother. It's amazing how you can make these types of things so pragmatic. So you're saying that yes, the conspiracy is real. That these are movies in Hollywood, run by whoever. I don't know, but run by whoever. It's a conspiracy to pre-program us and let us know what's coming up in the future so we don't have to think about the devastation that it's going to invariably cause.
Yeah, I mean, the train is pulling into the station. It's the only train in town. Either get on board or sit down on a chair and smoke a cigar. Those are the only two options. To say it's a conspiracy, well, do I care? It's the only train here. If I want to go somewhere, I hop on the fucking train.
But John, come on, bro. That's so fatalistic, though. It's so fatalistic to say, you know what? There's only one train. You just got to hop on. Whatever happened to the little man?
I look like I'm not having fun to you. Does it matter who structures the game that you have to play? Does it matter if it's your parents when you're at home and you can't go out without asking them? Or your teachers who will call home if you cut class? Or your job or the army? No, who cares who's running the game? It's a game. You get to play with your own reality within it. Who cares? I'll play chess. I'll play the Japanese game of Go. By the way, the finest game in the world.
Absolutely, brother.
Bring the pieces. If I'm doing nothing, I'll play with you. If I am doing something, I'll say, I don't want to play. You have that choice. Don't watch the fucking movies.
Come on. It's a little fatalistic because it removes the existential opportunity for the little man to change the meta game, is what I'm saying.
It does not. It does not. accept the fact that, is it a conspiracy? Do you not like the conspiracy? Apply the fucking blockchain to it. Break that conspiracy down and give the power to you. Don't come bitching to me because it's the only game in town or it's a conspiracy. Change it. Don't just shed a light on it. Do something. Put your ass on the line and risk something.
I love it. I love it. So you're saying
you cannot change the game from outside. You can't. I can't watch two people playing Go and go, well, I see the problem in this game. No, sit down in a chair and play. You can get change.
So you're saying it's embrace the game, understand the game, so that you can change the game from the inside for your own reality.
Yes. Bring your reality in, because once you come into a game with the tiniest speck of truth, that game collapses. It falls apart. It cannot accept the truth.
Wow.
So bring your truth with you.
This is so this is like the Matrix, man. It's like accept the Matrix because it's the best game in town, and damn it, if you can take the upper echelons of the hierarchy and be able to be in power, then fucking do it, right?
I want to take my wife to bed. She's looking at me with these bedroom eyes over the top of the phone. And I like you very much, Peter. I really do.
Okay.
However, there is no contest here between your voice and my wife's eyes.
No problem, brother. Can I do... We did it last time. I'd love to do the quick 3-question lightning round because I'd love just getting to know you a little bit better. All right, let's do it. Number 1.
You beat me at that thing every time.
Number 1, do you exercise in your routine?
I do not. My life is an exercise, I promise you. I am up how many times a night? Let Matt and wife, how many times am I up a night? I'm up at least 10 times every night, patrolling this house, making sure that my security is not trying to kidnap me, making sure that no one's trying to kidnap security, making sure that the dogs have not eaten both my security and the kidnappers. I have 2 German Shepherds, 1 Pit Bull, a Commodore, and some ragged-ass thing we got from the pound that I'm not sure is even a dog. But nevertheless, she barks and makes noise. So, no, I'm up 10 times a night. I'm wandering these halls in this house. That's my exercise.
Perfect. iPhone or Android, and why?
Android, please God. iPhone is closed. We learned in the 80s that a closed architecture cannot compete with an open architecture. Android is open, iPhone is closed. End of story.
Perfect. Last question. Do you have because we've been chatting back and forth today on Twitter, which I very much enjoyed, by the way. Do you have a strategy for social media?
I do not. If you look at my Twitter account, that will prove there is no strategy there. I mean, I may one moment throw up 4 pictures of street art, which, by the way, gets the highest number of likes. At the next moment, I may throw up some totally boring analysis of cryptocurrency. And at the next moment, I may tweet something like, please God, see the truth of this. So no, there's no strategy here. Awesome. And finally, and most important, where the fuck is my tequila?
Brother, I will send you the tequila on my Scout's honor. I love you, John McAfee. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Very welcome, sir. And thank you for having me on your show. I still don't know if you actually have any viewers. I mean, you mentioned an absurdly large number, which is 5 times the number of all cryptocurrency users combined. I didn't call you on it. I believe you. But can one of you guys shoot me an email? I want to give my email right now. Now, if I get a single email, I will believe that there is someone other than you, unless you are quickly writing one right now.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. I never made I don't think I ever made a large claim of a lot of followers. But let's see, how many Twitter followers do you have?
100,000.
Official. Let me look it up real quick.
Might be 10,000 or 1.